Morning, good day, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. It's another beautiful, almost sunny day in eastern North Carolina. I'm actually kind of grateful right now because the sun just went behind some clouds, so it's not scorching me. I have no idea what I'm going to do today, so I'm going to take you around the garden with me, and we'll do a lot of probably little tasks, small things. But there are tasks that need to get done throughout the garden. So, let's get to it. The weatherman says it's not supposed to rain. I don't quite believe him. Let's see what we can get done. These are russet potatoes. I had one earlier in the year. My wife gave to me. Had eyes growing out of it. It was an organic russet potato, so we stuck it in a bag. And we decided to see what would happen. Well, I think today's the day to harvest it because it looks like it's kind of going over. I'm not sure. Maybe I should leave it for a bit longer. I don't know. I think I'm going to harvest this today and see what happens. So this was the original that I planted out. And there's another one. As you can see, I did get some potatoes from it, but not too many. The original, strangely enough, looks like it's in still pretty good shape. Maybe I'll wind up reusing the original and grow it on again this fall, and maybe I can get bigger potatoes again. I maybe should have waited a little longer, but some of the stems look like they were dying back, so I gave it a shot. It was a try. It was an experiment. Not necessarily a failure, but not necessarily a success. So I'll put these out to dry, and then probably eat a couple of them, and then, like I said, maybe reuse the big one, maybe a couple of the smaller ones as seed potatoes, and then grow them on for this fall, for a fall harvest. I don't know if you could see that. We are getting a light drizzle. So the weatherman was wrong. And sometimes just looking up at the sky you can tell more than the weatherman. Getting pretty wet out here in the rain, which looks like it'll last for a bit longer. So I'm going to take a break and I'm going to go eat some breakfast, which I forgot to do. And then we'll get on with the next thing. Looking out, I appear to have some blue sky for a while. So just in case though, I'm going to grab the GoPro and go finish filling up that one bed. Well, the rain stopped. It's not that hot, but it is quite humid out. And as you just saw, I got done doing some heavy lifting. I finished filling up my last garden bed for now, hopefully. That'll be my 8th bed on the one side. And as you've seen in previous videos, and I think you can see them now in the background here, I have 2 tall metal raised beds. So that gives me a total of 10 beds. Currently, one of the beds is filled, the metal raised beds, and I have carrots growing in that. I'll try to insert a picture if I remember to show you what they look like right now. And then, sorry, had a little winded there. So I currently have 3 beds ready to go. 2 of those beds you saw me topping off, I had potatoes growing in. Now, the potato harvest was pretty meager, and I'm not sure if that was a combination of the soil that I was growing in, the temperature, the fact that I got my potatoes in probably, I think it was late April, early May. Kind of late for potatoes, I think, in growing zone 8A. So, but I believe I can do a second batch before the end of the year. So I would plant them out, I think, in August or September. I have to Google that and look it up and see when I can do my second round. But again, the growing period here in zone 8A is so long. We have a very late frost. Yeah, I think I'll try to do a second round, maybe in 1 or 2 of those beds. Maybe I can grow something before then. I'm going to have to Google that. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. Maybe you have an idea of what I could put into those beds. I'm thinking also maybe, and we'll have to see how this pans out, and I'll have to do my homework on this, because again, I'm new to all this and I'm trying to figure this out. I might use one of the beds as a nursery bed, as it were, for boxwood cuttings. So I'd take a bunch of cuttings from boxwoods and I would plant them in there, let them grow up, and then theoretically next spring/summer I could dig them up and then start planting them on elsewhere in the garden. Because if you've been paying attention, and I've been following along, everything around the vegetable garden here is going to be hedge. I'm going to do hedging around a flower garden in the front, which I'm working on plans for now. There'll be hedging around the rose garden, which I'm currently building out. And again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, click the bell icon to be notified so that you can follow along with me building out the vegetable garden. I apologize, the rose garden. The heat's cooking my brain here. So that's I have a lot of progress to show on that probably next week or the week after. So again, stay tuned for that. The dahlias are cooking along. They're coming along. So let me show you that now so you can see what's happening with the dahlias. And I gotta say, being in a warmer growing zone, it's amazing that I'm getting... Let me just go show you the dahlias. Okay, as you can't see right now, but I'll show you in a minute, many of the dahlias are doing very nicely. And as I'm looking, I see a few that need to be deadheaded. So I will do that now, and we'll do some light work, as it were. And I'll just show you trimming up the dahlias here, and you get to see a close-up of some of these wonderful flowers. Okay, this first one is Franz Kafka, and I've been deadheading him, and he's doing quite well. And he's thrown up quite a few buds already, but I don't know if you could see that. He's got many more to go. So that'll be exciting. Marry Me is still growing up. She's a little slow, that's fine. Same thing with Black Satin. Growing nicely. Ahoy Matey, very slow. Now Envy here, well, Envy is not doing too well. In fact, that looks like a rotted stem. I'm not sure what the tuber looks like. We'll leave it alone for now. Maybe it'll pop back. Worst case scenario, it's dead, toasted. Over here we have Lilac Time. It's little, but it's growing up. At a slight slant here is Ryan C. He's doing well. And over here we have Boogie Nights. And it looks like at least one of the flowers here I could leave that for a bit longer, but I think it's had its time. So, and there are other buds coming. So we're going to trim that guy back. There you go. So we have one opening, one going to open, more buds. And if you keep deadheading your dahlias, they will keep producing throughout the year. This one here is Bride to Be. Bride to Be. That one's looking pretty nice. I don't see anything that needs to be done to that guy. This one also on a slight tilt is Jennifer's Wedding. She's growing up tall. She's fine. Teddy here. Teddy, yeah, I think it also had a broken stem, and I don't know if she, whatever, it's a plant, will rebloom, throw up another stalk, but we'll wait and see. And this is Clearview. And you can't see it really from this side of the fence. Clearview is looking quite nice. That one big flower I'll probably deadhead or take off in another couple of days. And it has many more waiting to go. Next is Baby Yellow. And Baby Yellow, I don't know if you could see that, has lots of little buds on it. So that should be going very soon. Next is Bambino. And Bambino has been flowering quite nicely. And I see many spent blooms here that could be deadheaded, so I'm just going to go in here, clip that off. Let me get the camera set up on a tripod because there's quite a bit of work to be done here. Okay, so we're going to come in here and we're going to start doing some deadheading. This guy is kind of cone shaped. I'm pretty sure he's done. This guy is getting to be cone shaped. He's done. This guy's done. Ooh, these two are done. He's done. Sorry, bug. Done. I think that one's opening. This one I think is opening. Those are good. Alright, so I think that's about it for this guy. Okay, this is Winky Colonel. He's doing well. Gonna have to make up some tags for them. Actually, I need tags on most of these over here. These guys are doing well. Not sure what variety this is. Sylvia. These are Pretty Woman Dark Angel. They're doing well. These three are Arabian Nights. So they're growing tall. They're looking good. Eveline. This one's Eveline. This little guy is another Eveline, but doesn't look so good. He may not grow. Then we have Voodoo, Miss Fletcher. Where's Picasso? Picasso is way down there. I don't know if you could see that. Way down there. So that's Picasso. Then we have Diva. And what is this one? Oh, Paintball. So this one right here is Paintball, doing well. And then we have this one's Sterling Silver. I see nothing for Sterling Silver. This little itty bitty guy here is Midnight Moon, doing well. And then we have Southern Belle, which is also doing well, coming up. So there you go. We looked at and did a little maintenance on the dahlias. They're doing quite well. And hopefully next year I will have a plenty more. I'll have the flowers over in the flower garden in their own corner. That's sort of the plan right now. The flower garden is going to be very large. I'd like to give it a name. Like the Grand Flower Garden or something. I don't know. Either way, they'll have their own corner. And I'll grow nothing but dahlias in that corner. In another corner of the garden, it'll be more shady, so I'll do a shade garden. In another corner of the garden, I'll do something else, etc., etc., etc. So each of the little areas of the large flower garden will have sort of a theme. At least that's the running plan right now. But I'm not done for today. No. There's more to do. But have you seen my corn? Let me show you my corn. I mean, is that magnificent or what? That's just over knee height, most of it. Hopefully it'll be throwing up stalks soon with tassels, and start doing its corn stuff, and then hopefully I have corn on the cob by, I don't know, maybe late July. Again, if you don't subscribe, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon to be notified when I do throw up a new video, and then you'll find out what kind of harvest I get from this, or if I get any harvest. There might be more rain coming, but before that ends, I think I'm going to try to tackle something that I wasn't going to tackle until the winter time. But it's getting to be a bit of a problem now when I mow the lawn. I get a lot of brush branches in my face. And this is one of the tree islands on the edge of the property that I'm going to be keeping. And I call it an island because in the middle of all that growth, all that shrubbery, undergrowth, is a tree. So it's like a tree in an island of undergrowth. But I'm getting tired of getting smacked in the face when I'm mowing the lawn. So I think I'm going to go get the clippers, and I'm going to see about trimming some of that back today. I'm already soaked with sweat, and I'm tired, and I'm dirty, so why not? Well, there you go. And see all this tall grass. I'll have to run over that with the mower, or I'll have to weed whack that back. But I trimmed back a lot of the branches which were smacking me in the face. This is sort of the corner. Now, this grass area over here, this is still mine. This is my property. And the neighbors is the nicely cut grass over there. But for now, I should be able to get the mower back here a little easier. The ride-on, cut it back, start cutting some of that back, not get smacked in the face so much with the long branches. And already this area, which I eventually will turn into some sort of garden, I'm thinking something along the lines of a shade garden, but you can see it's quite a mess. There's a lot of dead branches in there. There's a lot of area which can be reclaimed back in here. And if I walk back in here a bit more, you could see there's just, I think, so much opportunity. These large trunks here are for the wax myrtle, and I believe they can be cut right back basically to the stump, and it would regrow, but at that point I could keep it as more of a shrub instead of it getting out of control and doing this. But that's yet another project for yet another day. This is something that will take some time. I still have more work to do. There's a lot more grass to be trimmed back now. I want to trim a lot of this back as well, and if we skim over here, I want to trim a lot of that back. I believe my property line ends basically at the trunk of that tree, which is somewhere in there. So I want to trim that back, and eventually this whole area will be made into some sort of garden. Not sure what yet. This is the area that's going to be cut down or cut back. That's a dead tree right there. And if I pan over, that's another tree which is not so great shape. And I think there's a dead tree in there too. But all this will be cut back. And I believe all this space will go towards the orchard. So none of what I've done today was planned. And what I did plan on doing, which was filling the raised beds, got interrupted with the rain. The weather changes things, and you have two choices. I think at that point you can capitulate, give in to the weather, hide indoors, don't do anything, or you could try to adapt, change your plans, and as I'm looking, the sky's turning gray again. It's probably going to rain again, but change your plans and adapt and do what you can in between the rain and the heat and the humidity. I trimmed back some of this shrubbery, bushes, overgrowth, undergrowth. So next time I mow, I reclaim a little more of the property, as it were. And eventually this whole space behind me will become some sort of garden. I will probably do the majority of the work in the winter when it's cooler. But for now, a lot of the branches are cut back and I can see more of what I have to work with, so I can start planning, thinking, how am I going to develop this space? Because basically behind you is the far side of what will be the rose garden. That will be, that will probably be, I probably won't get to that portion next year if I'm lucky. So, because again, I'm going to work along the vegetable beds, and then I'll come along the front, and then down the far side, and then up the back side, something along those lines. But along with all that, I'll be developing this space, which again, not sure what it'll be eventually, but it's going to be something. I have another mess like this in the back corner, and that too shall be cut up, trimmed up, and it will be incorporated into the orchard. Perhaps maybe a little sitting area, I don't know, underneath a pine tree. I could do something like that, maybe. Who knows? The opportunities are endless. So, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I post up a new video, because you never know what antics I'm going to get into next, or how the garden is going to develop, or what I'm doing next. Because I'm trying to build out this garden here in eastern North Carolina, an 1.5 acres. Follow along. See what I'm up to next. If you don't follow me on Instagram, give a follow on Instagram. I often post up pictures there that you won't find here on YouTube. If you'd like to help support the channel, I have a little merch store. So you can go check that out. Maybe get yourself a Growing Green Finger mug, maybe a t-shirt. There's more links below in the description of this video. I think that's about it for today. The heat's about done me in. I'm going to go in, edit this video. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.